Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of To a Woman's Heart, where we uplift, motivate, encourage, and empower women. Well, everybody know what today is. It's Tuesday, and we are still highlighting women in business. And tonight we have a special young lady who's going to be with us. And that's my good sister, my friend, my CEO, my all in all, Linda Barker. And so she is the founder and CEO of Sistas of the Hood. And so right now, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Come on, Linda, tell us about who you are.
Good evening, good evening. I'm Linda Barker, your sister of the hood. I'm the founder and CEO of Sisters of the Hood, and I'm a good friend to my good buddy with To a Woman's Heart. I must commend her. I'm so proud of her because she went out and did what she had to do, and I hope everyone is enjoying this and telling others to come join her, and let's reach out and make this a success. That's what I'm here for.
Okay, so
Yeah.
tell us a little bit how Sisters of the Hood got started. What was your motivation to start it, and where were you at the moment that the concept of the organization came into being?
Well, I work with Department of Public Aid quite 30 years. And one of the voids was there that Austin didn't have things that were really readily available to move a person off of welfare. So I was taking work home and doing things that I could to help families that were really trying to elevate themselves. And one of my clients' grandmother used to always call me Big Sister. Whenever I come to their door, she would come to the door and she'd say, "Oh, that ain't nobody but Big Sister," you know. So
Mm-hmm.
with that, it gave, and I asked her, why did she name me Big Sister? She said, because you do above and beyond, and that's what a big sister does. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where the main idea came from. Then a
Okay.
group of us got together and we figured it out.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So how did you come up with the name of Sisters of the Hood?
Well, for one thing, you never offend anyone when you call them sister.
Okay.
Okay, that's number one. Sister means love to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
And I tell people, don't be offended if I call you sisters because I love you and I don't need to know your government name. Most of
Right.
the time, I don't really remember them, but
Mm-hmm.
sisters is a strong thing to me because it means standing up for someone else. I'm your big sister. I got you, you know. And growing up,
Mm-hmm.
you were always around a group, and there was always a sister in that group, the protector. So that's where
Mm-hmm.
it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the organization's mission?
Girl, our mission is to provide a holistic approach to self sufficiency to our underserved population. We give hand ups, not handouts. We go into the voids with individuals to help them walk through their transition. We work with a variety of individuals in many categories.
Mm-hmm.
The basic thing is showing a person that it's all about you. If you want to become self reliant, you have to apply the rules. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we do.
Okay. So what kind of programming do you offer in the organization?
We offer life skills, financial literacy. We have a seasoned citizens I'm really excited about because we have seasoned queens, five of them, you know, and I'm excited because they're going to create something that seasoned citizens can get on the phone or get on their internet and find out about things and not be going through the channels of, I need to see a dentist, and you go on Google and you see 50 dentists.
Mm-hmm.
My my teeth no longer hurt. It's been so long, So
Right.
that's what one of the things that we're going to do. And we're going to make this work to show the seniors that they're not forgotten.
Okay.
That's the
Because
main thing.
because there is a great need for seasoned citizens. They've lived their life, and they should be taken care of. Pretty much,
Yeah.
that's what they
Yes.
should be. So, what qualifies as a seasoned queen?
Girl, you gotta be real with yourself.
Uh
First of
huh.
all, you gotta admit to yourself, I am a seasoned queen. I am
Okay.
unique. I'm unique.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot to offer.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to share. That qualifies you.
What's the age range?
60 to on. Okay.
60 and up.
60 and up. Now
Okay.
we have baby seats, divas.
Uh huh.
That's 60 and 40 to 60, we say.
Okay.
They're baby divas.
Okay.
Mhm.
So in the seasoned citizens, I know we have some workers that have come aboard, and we're doing some things because whether people know it or not, seniors are not giving the necessary tools they need or the necessary information they need to be able to sustain in certain areas of their lives, especially if they don't have family members to follow up and make sure that they're taken care of and all their needs are met. And so with the organization, we have 5 CSAT workers, right?
Right. Five
That is
queens.
5 queens that are going to do some research for seasoned citizens, and they will be able to call phone numbers once everything is set up where they can get the information that they need, and it would be verified information that has been researched for
Right.
those seniors, because a lot of seniors today, they live in fear. They live in
Yes.
fear because they didn't got duped or scammed or looked over so much. And we want to make sure that we protect our seniors. They've lived their life, and they need to live their life, peacefully, and in comfort.
Yeah. Without the stress. Seniors go through so much, so much. It's like they're disregarded as far as being a part of, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I noticed that in my growing up, the elders
Mm-hmm.
would always come together and discuss what's going on at reunions and all of this.
Right.
Now, if you really pay close attention, most of the seniors they hurdle off to themselves if they go to events.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them don't want to be bothered because
Mm-hmm.
even their families. See, we need to be more aware of what domestic violence is.
Mm-hmm.
We need to know that a person raising their voice can raise your blood pressure. When your blood pressure goes up, you have a heart attack. Now, this is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The law might not say it's accountability,
Mm-hmm.
but to me, you're accountable for that.
Right.
You don't have to answer to the law. You got to answer to the higher B.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of things that we should be considered for. We go through so many scams and stuff like that. These queens are going to create a document, a binder with all
Mm-hmm.
types of information
Mm-hmm.
that if I call and say, um, I want to know where there's a place where I can go and get food.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of seniors don't have transportation.
They don't.
They don't.
Right.
They have to rely on somebody else. So our mission is to make sure that you need some food. Okay, where do you live?
Right.
Okay, how many is in your household? Okay, I'm not coming in, but I'm gonna get you some food because that's my
Mhm.
responsibility as a seasoned sister.
Right. Right.
Right.
So, what other areas do you cover for the organization? You service ex offenders as well, right?
I work with ex offenders. We designed a me map, and right now I'm working with the dynamic group over at Ashante. And it's just when you go into this meeting, it's so fulfilling. You know what I'm saying, Renee? You can
Mhm.
feel the energies in the room. Today we took on a whole different arena. We were talking about uh, your goals and maps. We
Mhm.
got off on taking the women. It was four women. We
Mhm.
labeled them,
Mhm.
and then we all found one thing positive in that woman.
Mhm.
Okay, and the woman we did, she's a beautiful spirit, but she's
Mhm.
so quiet. She smiled and she just opened up and she was just so shocked that these
Mhm.
people feel this way. Okay, like I told her, that's old school. This is
Mhm.
what old school is about.
Mhm.
We reach in and find your qualities and show you. No, baby, you ain't ugly. You might
Mhm.
be a little different, but you're not ugly.
Mhm.
That's the scenario we use. And we work with financial literacy. We take them to the point where they learn how to deal with their credit, how to address their issues, and then they can move forward with that.
Okay. So this is something that you have workshops for, right?
Right,
And how
right.
long are your workshops?
Our workshops are 8 sessions, 2 hour sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this set them up for working on their credit, doing budgets. I mean, what does the workshop
Opening up
consist
bank
of?
accounts. They
Hmm.
they find out different information about banks. They find out we put it on the table, the different banks that are available, what's offered in the banks, who
Hmm.
we want to have come in to talk
Hmm.
about opening our bank accounts. We do budgets. We do realistic budgets. We do uh, visions moving forward budgets. We do pretty much we do the SWOT analysis on ourselves and the me map. Those are the two most important factors because with that me map, it tells an individual exactly what they want to do, why they want to do it, when they want to have it done.
Hmm.
And that's an easier process for a person to create a life plan. And with
Okay.
the SWOT analysis, it's the same process.
Okay. So your target audience is who? Those who are homeless, those who what's your target what is the audience to whom you work with when you do your workshops?
Did you hear our mission?
Everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody needs help,
Hmm.
and so we can't limit ourselves.
Right.
We It's necessary that we realize that a person that's homeless, just because they homeless, don't mean they don't have goals. They don't have ambitions. They just
Hmm.
homeless.
Right.
So yeah,
And they need that guidance. And you know what? People look at homeless people and people be surprised. Those
right.
that live on the street, how smart they
They are.
really
They
are.
really are. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
And
really
it's
are.
just something that took them to that point
Hmm.
of non-response.
Right.
That's what it is. So usually when I go down and we take care kits down under the viaduct, I always before I give them to them, I pray on them and then I set the box down.
Hmm.
That way, I'm not trying to instill anything on them. If they stop me or ask me who I am, I give them one of my flyers, and
Hmm.
if they call me, I'll talk to them or someone will talk to them. We got a team now, so I don't have to talk to everybody. But
Right.
this new group that we got, they so passionate with what we're designed to do until hey, it's gonna be a door opener.
Yeah. It really is,
Yeah.
and wisdom is something that you can't put on layaway. Wisdom is something that you can't buy. Wisdom is something that you can't purchase.
You
That
got to
comes with
earn it. You
living
got
life.
to earn it.
Wisdom
Yeah.
comes with living life, and that's what people don't understand. They don't understand the organization that sit within the communities that they're on the ground running,
Yeah.
with little or no resources,
And we
and
got a
and
big,
very
big, big check. We got a big check.
from
Our
God.
Father. Our
Exactly.
Father.
Exactly. But far as funding, people don't understand that grassroots organizations don't get the funding that they need, but they help so many people. You follow what I'm saying? You're feeding people. You're helping them to get their financial status in order. For ex-offenders, and people don't realize when you work with ex-offenders, it's not just about the person who was incarcerated, but you have to go
Right.
further. It's about the family as well. And so I
Yes,
think
it is.
we don't think about those connects when we're talking about being resourceful with our resources and being helpful to others. The things that it encompass when we're doing what we're doing.
That's right.
So yeah, and I know you've been inside you used to teach inside of how many prisons you used to go into?
Well, hey, you do what you got to do. You let them know, hey, what they telling you, you got to listen to it. But when
Hmm.
you get out, it's a different ball game.
And
Call
so
me.
what are some of the things that they need to consider once they exit those premises?
First of all, gaining their identity.
Hmm.
When they open that gate and that guard says, I'll see you later, tell him he's a lie. Because he just put something negative in the atmosphere. When
Hmm.
you coming out of that situation, you want to come out clear, clean. You done served your time. And
Right.
when you leave there, go register to vote. It's
Okay.
most important because that gives you your part of your identity back.
Hmm.
And work on finding programs that you can work with that can help you. Don't assume you can do it by yourself or your uncle can get you a job because today it's not happening like that.
Right.
You might have $1 million uh, idea in your head, but you got to go through some channels before you can bring it to a formation. Sit
Hmm.
down with your partner and explain that to your partner,
Hmm.
and explain to your partner that where you're about to go, that
Hmm.
you be with them, and that it has to be an open relationship. Okay, whereas the partner has to be a part of a program as well. If it's
Hmm.
going to succeed, that's the only way because the partner's going to have things that's going on in their head as well. You don't have a job.
Right.
I got to take this out the house for you. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
create that. I'm not coming to lay down. I'm coming to stand up. If I'm a
Mm-hmm.
male, I'm going to be the king. If I'm the woman, granny, I'm going to take my responsibility. See,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we bring to the table holistically,
Mm-hmm. And
you
help
know.
them to change to live a better life, and
Right.
not be stagnated, and realize that everybody makes mistakes.
Hey,
Everybody makes mistakes, and like I said yesterday when we was having a meeting, the only difference between their mistake and our mistake, we didn't get caught.
hello. Hello. Well, I'm learning as I get older things that my grandmother used to say out the Bible. And she used to always tell us, he that is without sin, let him cast the first stone. So are you sinless? you
No.
know, Somebody get ready to run and tell on somebody, and she'll catch you. He that is without sin, let him cast the first stone. Are you sinless? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
those parables are coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming back from the elders. The elders understand what I'm saying, what I just said. They understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But a 20-year-old say, oh, that lady's crazy. Yeah, I am.
Right.
All I can say, pray
And keep, my mom used to say, and keep on living.
and keep on living. Okay.
Keep on living.
Mm,
Because if you don't die young, you're definitely going to get old.
okay. My aunt used
Yes.
to say, learn that serenity prayer, girl. Learn that serenity prayer. I didn't understand it. But now, grant it to me, Jesus. Grant it to me because
Right.
I need it.
Right. So, what do you want to see for Sisters of the Hood? What are your vision? What do you want to see?
Well, I see a continuum of care.
Mm-hmm.
This has been something that's been with me long time. This continuum of care is where I'm putting it in formation now with what our queens are doing and what I'm doing, things that you're doing. You know, we all have a part in this. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how God's gonna make this work, but
Mm-hmm.
this is the way He's giving it to me, and I'm being obedient. You know, I'm working with powerful women in a different arena. I'm working with my homegirls, wearing them to that, right? And I'm just moving forward, I'm trying to encourage women. One thing I don't do, and that's invite a lady to become a sister of the hood. And there's a reason for that.
Okay.
If you're a real sister, don't nobody have to invite you to nothing.
Right.
We know it, didn't we? We knew you were a real sister. So, same
So,
flavor.
kind of explain, because somebody may not understand what you mean if you're a real sister. So, kind of, cut it up, dice it up a little bit so somebody can digest it a little bit
Okay.
better.
A real sister is another woman that shares emotion, that
Mm-hmm.
feels pain, that
Mm-hmm.
knows how to motivate, encourage, that's there for you when everything else looks bleak. That sister gonna be there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You might not like what they have to say, but they're there. And they're
Right.
there for a reason. So a real sister is gonna keep it 100 with you. Okay. A real sister gonna get in. If you in the mud, she gonna get in the mud to help you get out the mud. That's what
Mm-hmm.
a real sister do. And it's not about I did this for you, so you owe me. You don't owe me nothing. It's real simple. That's what a sister do. That's what a
Right.
sister is. That's
And it
my definition. Okay.
and I'll piggyback. It should never be a price on realness towards somebody else. And I
Right.
think, and I was, I'm always looking, because sometimes most time I don't sleep,
Mm,
and so I listen, and the one thing that you just said kept playing from different women that I kept hearing over and over again, and it kind of bothered me, because as I listened to it, I found it to be true. We spend so much time being so negative one towards another, and we got our claws out. It's like tearing a puzzle that somebody has put together, and you just come along and just take your hand and scatter on the table because you don't like how they put the puzzle together. And we just tear each other down, verbally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. If we see somebody doing good, we can't say, and I'm not saying every woman, we can't say good job, I'm proud of you, you did that, that's a great thing. But because of jealousy, because of envy, because of hate, and because misery loves company, if I see you climbing the ladder of success, if I see you purchasing a new car, if I see you buying a new house, if I see you finally get to the altar and get married, instead of me being happy for you, I pour salt on
on
on the happiness, or I put water on your fire. And we need to get to a point where we don't do that. We would get so much further, as I said yesterday, and I mean it, so much further. We know how to stick together,
That's
because
it.
our community suffered the most, and we have the biggest need for a variety of things. But like I was saying earlier, when I was talking to Connie, I was telling her, I said, we have a hand, right? A hand has 5 fingers. So spread it together. If I poke, it won't poke you as hard. If I take each finger and poke you, it won't poke you as hard. But if I take this hand and I close it,
And
that
hit
packs
you.
a powerful punch. So if we learn how to stick together like this, we can make a world of difference in our communities.
Yeah. Well, that's what the crew is about to do. The crew is going to make that difference. You know, there's 6 powerful women, heavy hitters. They going to do it. I'm sure of it. We're going to make this happen because it's going to be such an impact that it's going to create momentum for us as women. You know, we're
Right,
going to do that it can be done.
right.
See, a lot of times people, we have that mentality because we've been in that arena for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is not something that's just started. You and I both know we took an area that was dusty and turned it into a place of business.
Mm-hmm.
What gratitude did we get?
Well, none, but
Okay,
it served the community purpose.
what did I do? Crawled up, packed up, and sat down, didn't I?
Yeah, but we left an impact because we
Yeah.
serve the community. The kids in the community, they benefit from the after school program to the summer camps, even the financial literacy programs, even the anger management programs that was, taking place. So the seniors was making quilts,
Yeah.
blankets for children in the hospitals. So that was a great impact, but we have to continue the journey, which we're doing with our CSEP workers. So we're getting back where we can make that impact. We can incorporate our seniors to make them feel, because we always make them feel sometimes that we just discard them, we throw them away, and we should not make them feel less than, because they got some important things that we need, because a lot of people don't even know how to make quilts. You know what I'm saying?
We learned, didn't we? Okay.
Yeah. They don't know how to
We
they don't even
learned.
know how to crochet or knit. So these are some of the programs that take place, that's starting to come back up again, and especially with uniting with other organizations, and we're going to make a powerful impact on the west side.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. And
Yes,
so
we
you
are.
talked about your continuing care. So top line, what is your purpose for your continuing care?
Well, my top line is for an individual to walk through the door. Vision this. Walk through the door. The doors open up. The floor lights up and it says, "Welcome to change."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then there's a podium with a light saying, "Step forward." There's 2 smiling individuals to meet you, to greet you, to find out what your needs are.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we move you to your journey.
Okay.
That's a continuum care. A
Okay.
minister will have an area where he can get with other ministers and learn how to fellowship with their community.
Mm-hmm.
If they learned how to fellowship with their community before this COVID occurred, it wouldn't be so bad. Okay. Ministers need to realize that the community that you're in, it's not yours. I don't care how long you've been there. I don't care how many buildings you own. There's some people there that are not members of your church. You don't need to fellowship with those that are members of your church. Fellowship with those that are not.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the kids running rapid. Little kids, grab them and put them in Bible class or what they used to call that Bible camp or Bible study during
Uh,
the summer.
um, Vacation Bible School.
Yeah, vacation Bible school. Okay. They can do it online. They do everything else online. You
Right.
know, so we have to get adjusted to what's going on and make it work for us.
Right.
And that's what us seasoned citizens are about to do. We're finna
Okay.
show you what you need to do to make it do what it needs to.
Okay. So what do you think, as you've been in the Austin community for a long time,
Long time.
long time.
Long
So
time.
what is two major things that needs to be addressed in the community?
Housing and employment. Housing and employment. Because if you presented reasonable rent and presented employment where people can learn to do or take over, assume responsibility instead of having outsiders come into our communities, why can't we be trained to do what needs to be done in our communities instead of the big boxes? And, I
Right.
mean, true, it's good that they're here, but when you look at it, I went from, I say, 10 blocks before I saw a store, a grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Coming down Roosevelt,
Mm-hmm.
okay? How many grocery stores do you know of on Roosevelt?
I don't know any grocery stores on
One.
Roosevelt until you get to Jewel's that's close
One.
to Oak Park Avenue, and that's not even in the
Two.
city. That's Oak
Okay.
Park.
Okay. How many do you know in the city? But how many gambling places are there open out there? Every other
Well,
every other building.
and how many liquor stores?
Every other building. But they want to get on them little boys for selling drugs to live, but they don't get on these store owners for doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
These gambling houses are taking money out of people's houses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I bet you a
Yeah.
lot of them stimulus checks went into them Lacey's and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Betty's, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I mean, I have nothing against what people want to do, but I have a problem with your kids being hungry and you going down to Lacey's with your last $10.
Right.
I have a problem with that.
And they don't have, as we talking, they used to have. There's really nothing left on the west side besides Austin Town Hall, right?
There's
I'm not counting by the hands.
no
That,
the senior satellite center
mm-hmm.
is on Congress,
Mm-hmm.
Austin Town Hall. But look how many vacant buildings, schools, and everything there is. I don't know. I know there are banquet halls that are on the west side, and
Yeah,
they're
but see,
popping up everywhere.
my thing is to address the needs in the communities. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. To address the needs in the community with grassroots organizations who are here and there. Now, uh, our organization deals with seasoned citizens, ex offenders, women of domestic violence, right? We do
Yes.
financial literacy, we dabble in anger management, we've done some things for women, right? And then other organizations like Regina's organization, she does the recovery housing. Connie's organization deals with seniors and their insurance plans and how to get in-home care. And Cheryl's program deal with seniors, but she's actually doing hair for women who
Cheryl
needs
has
this.
many, many avenues.
That's what I'm saying. So, and
Mhm.
then Rorica, she has a
Same
home
flavor.
homes
Mhm.
too, but these are all grassroots organizations. And
That's
then
the crew. That's
I look and I see all these empty buildings
yes.
that the city could donate, that we can take those buildings and provide a one-stop shop that will assist those individuals, whatever they need with their resumes, or they need to set up an email, they need to learn how to get their link card, or they need to learn how to apply for an application, a spot where I'm talking about everything that's needed in one facility like they had on 10 South Kedzie, but really encompass helping those individuals who has the need.
Yeah.
And
But
even kids,
don't just help them. Give them some tools to work with. You
right,
know, I mean, they open the door and they give you food boxes and they may let you tent off kids and you can sleep there. Um, but how many of those that were actually housed there actually were given classes there?
right.
One of the worst things that people don't realize is that person that's homeless got something on their mind. They got something on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
They've been through something. They might need to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, you might have one or two answers to help them with it. So, you know, I mean, we have to step outside the box, like Granny says, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
But
just
but
do what we
sometimes
need to.
but sometimes the way we react to things and how we address people is a deterrent. And I'll go back to, as you said earlier, a homeless person. When we look at a homeless person, we think that that individual chose to be homeless. You follow? It makes sense, right? And so we look at that person, we think that individual chose to be homeless. But what people don't realize, and even if you talk to some nurses who's been nursing for years, the pressure of nursing could cause them to check out. You feel what I'm saying? So if the pressure in nursing could cause somebody to check out, don't you think the pressures of life could cause somebody to check out and say, I don't want to deal with this? Now, there's two ways to check out.
Yes.
There's two
People
ways
don't
to check
realize
out.
that.
And people don't realize that there are two ways to check out. The one way to check out is I'm going to check out, I'm going to leave everything that I work hard for. I could be a doctor, a lawyer,
I'm going to
a
give
great
up.
husband, a great mom. I can have family, kids, and people that care about me. But if the pressure comes too much, I check out. I end up on the street. I'm homeless. Now, I done walked away from a whole lot of stuff, but I'm home. But my mental, I have checked out. Now, that's one way to check out. The second way to check out is to take my life.
Hmm. Yes.
And I don't think that we as people realize what individuals go through, because we have in our mind that people end up being alcoholic because they wanted to drink. They end up doing drugs because they wanted to do drugs. They end up sleeping around because they wanted to sleep around. You feel what I'm saying? They end up being homeless because they wanted to be homeless. And that's typically not the case. Everybody that's done something, now I'm not saying it's for most people, but most of the time, those individuals have a story that pushed them to a certain point that they decided to check out.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
this is what we're, and I want us to understand this. And this is why organizations that assist in your communities are so important when they're working with individuals. And all the time, you don't get paid, and it's not about getting the financial status. It's about making a difference in somebody's life.
Yeah.
And whatever you do, if it saves a life, that's a payment.
Mhm.
Now, you prime example, when we was at the center on race, and I want people to understand this. You was in your office. I didn't even have time to come to your office. And CC usually was at the desk, and he wasn't at the desk. And this man came into the center. He was homeless, but he ended up
Mr. Henry. Mr.
his family,
Henry.
his family members took him in, and they got hold of his social security or his disability or something, and they was misusing his funds. And he
He
had
left.
kids that he wanted to see, and he had no money because the family consumed all his money. They would not give him nothing. And when he walked in that door, the first thing he told me, I'm ready to kill myself.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, I
And
remember
so
that.
I'm standing there, and he was hungry. He was disheveled. His appearance was not of a normal individual, and his eyes was like glassy, like. So I looked at him, and it's like he was at his end of his rope. and
Yes, he
and
was.
so I told, and I'm looking for CC. I can't scream for you because you was in the office. CC was usually up front, but he wasn't there. So it's just like I'm just standing here by myself. And so I'm talking to this man. He said, I'm hungry. And what's her name? She used to cook in the building. And I told her, I said, can you make him something to eat? Just get him something to eat. And I asked him, I say, can you just sit and let's have a conversation. Let's have a dialogue. And he just started telling me he was a veteran. He was, honorably discharged and all this stuff. But the event in his life was one bad thing after another. And he had gotten to a point that he wanted to take his life. And so I was like, well, what's your name? And he was telling me his name. I say, so can you tell me what's going on? Now I'm trying to think about, this is when Dora had brought Sterling in the building for the men's place upstairs. I couldn't think, I was just dumbfounded. I couldn't think of nothing. All I can do is have conversation with the man. And usually you would come out your office 20 times and you never came out that office. And I'm like saying to myself, God, what do I do? Because I don't want this man to leave here. And I didn't do all I could to keep him from taking his life. And so he sat down and she bought him some tacos. We got him something to drink. And he sat there and he just started unloading.
And he kept coming back.
He started unloading. And he started unloading. And he started unloading.
But all he needed was to find somebody that would listen to him. That's why he kept coming back. He kept
to listen. And then
he had gotten to the point where if you weren't at that desk, he would walk onto my office. Where that girl?
Exactly. Now I done told you my name 50 times, but you don't remember my name, but you know that girl.
I know that girl. Yeah, that girl.
Yeah, but then Sterling walked up the stairs, and then he kind of intervened and kind of talked. So then he got to have that man-on-man conversation. Yeah. You follow what I'm saying? But just think. As I'm sitting here, I'm just, reflecting. Just think if we hadn't have been in that location, how that outcome would have turned out to be.
Yeah. But because if you think about it, we've saved a lot of lives there. We've saved children's lives. When we was giving those children new coats, did you see the coat? I know you saw them coats that we put in the garbage.
Right.
We did a lot for those children.
But the
babies to the seniors we worked with.
The one kid that really, really resonated with me was what's her name? The 4 girls. The little girl that she came down there. She had the gym shoes that was lit up.
I know who you're talking about.
And they was high tops. And she loved those shoes. But what broke my heart, and I ran to your office, I said, we gotta do something. No, the flap. You know how the Converse, you got the white part, the toe, right? And then you got the high part, and then the shoes, they lit up. But when she raised her feet up, no sole was across the bottom. All 4 of her toes was exposed. Yeah. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember
but she loved those shoes. Yeah. She loved them shoes.
It was hard getting out of them too.
Yep. So I'm just saying, I just wanted to.
Those are stories that big companies can't talk about. Big companies can't talk about how mothers were coming there to pick up their children at 4:00. And we couldn't get out of there until 6.
Right.
Because we were there to listen, to give input, how we helped the parents with the children. The fact that we put them on punishment and their mothers knew it and they carried it out. Mm-hmm. That within itself, let us know. So I think, Renee, as long as we know what we're doing and we're capable of doing it, we can't stop.
Right.
We don't have no money, so what? God got it.
Right.
Somebody gonna give us some money. Somebody gonna see what we're doing and come up with some coins. I feel it, I really do. And my seasoned queen's gonna be. I might get a limo to take them out to dinner somewhere, I love my new team. My new team is on.
We're gonna have to bring on the seasoned queen so people can understand what you're talking about. For those who miss it, seasoned queens are 60 and above.
That's right. That's right.
They didn't earn that status. They didn't earn that status.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
everybody, I hope and I pray that this right here has enlightened you in some shape, form, or fashion. And I hope that everybody understand that whatever your community is, there is a need, and that need needs to be met. And I pray that when we drive the streets of Illinois or whatever state you reside in, before you look at somebody and pass judgment of their appearance, how they look, and the conditions in which they live in, think about what the story may be behind of the reasons why they look the way they do. Because 9 times out of 10, there was a story behind those individuals. They didn't just get there to get there. People don't drink just to drink. People don't do drugs just to do drugs. Something, there is a backstory that nobody knows about. And that addiction, what they're doing is the cover that's covering it up because they don't want to face it. So we are still highlighting women in business. We're doing organizations who's doing great work in the communities. And if you have an organization, if you have a business and you would like for it to be highlighted because women who do great things don't get the recognition that they should get, and this platform is for that purpose. And so if you feel like you would like to be highlighted, it don't cost you nothing. We're creating the awareness. Send me an email at number two, a woman's heart at gmail.com. All right. And so next week, we're moving on up the ladder and we're going to keep going around this corner until we make some great impact and we create some great awareness and have some great conversation and great dialogue. And I hope the
May
next
I
time,
say one thing?
sure. Oh, her
Her
story
story.
untold. Go ahead. Tell me. Talk about her story untold.
Okay. Her story untold is a area where it's an opportunity to present someone you would like to be recognized or have that has had an impact on your life. You send in a small picture, 2 paragraphs about that person, and they go into our archives of our Her Stories Untold. If you visit our website, you can see what Her Story Untold is about. It was designed in Atlanta, Georgia. It was housed at Emory University, and now I have the torch to carry it on. The founder of it died a couple of years back, and her story died with it. But I'm going to bring it back to life. So I'm working with Her Stories Untold.
Okay.
Send it to us. The fee is $30 for 6 months.
And it'll be displayed on the website. So the email that you would send the information to is sisters of the hood 312 at gmail.com. That's SISTAS of the hood 312 at gmail.com for that special individual who has made an impact, in your life that you would like her to be on Her Story Untold, because there's a lot of women out here who has made an impact and their story has never been told. So we want to honor those women. All right. There anything else that we didn't talk about?
That's it. We
All
talked
right.
about the seasoned citizens, everything.
Okay. Well, I thank you all for being attentive to this segment. And again, please share, invite somebody next time. And I hope you all have enjoyed. Until we talk again, hey, y'all, go over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. We need to get them numbers up. All right. Take somebody with you so they can subscribe too. All right. Do that for me. All right. Talk to y'all later.